Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals, how you doing? Okay, we have another one of my denim journals. There's 5 of these, so you'll see a few of them over the next few weeks. This is Adrianna. She is a lot larger than the one you saw last week. I'm just looking around, pull my ruler here. Don't think I measured the one I showed you last week because I'm a silly billy. This one is 23 by... bigger than my ruler, so probably about 31.5 centimeters thereabouts. So yeah, she's quite a large journal. Again, she's made from that same pair of denim jeans that has been stitched together where it needs to be to make a book cover. So she is just denim on the outside. She has a cute spine dangle, lots of beads and bits and pieces on there, in the blue of course. And the back of her, just picked up some rubbish from my desk, is again just the denim panel. So she has 4 signatures, and again they are spaced, so even when she's full of ephemera, she's quite a closed up book. So I'm trying to be better at that as I go. Maybe put in less signatures so I can fit in some more ephemera, who knows. But yeah, she has 4 signatures. This spine dangle is just held on by a little bulldog clip, so that is easily removable if it's getting in your way. Just various glass beads basically. I'll just pop it up there for now and see how we go. She has, it's a back pocket obviously of a pair of jeans, so she has a little bit of ephemera inside. There are some coloured bits of paper which are offcuts from the pages inside. And another one there, just folded in half to fit in there. A journal card that's made out of the back of a paper pack. Another one of those Japanese beer coasters, and a little ticket made out of some freebie things in a magazine. So that's all tucked into this little pocket on the front here. And this is just a little fabric swatch that has been pinned on, so you can remove that, replace it with whatever you like, or leave it as it is. I just wanted to put something interesting on the front. So let's have a look through Adrianna. She has a piece of card covering the inside here that is just covered in some scrapbook paper. I'm very low on scrapbook paper now. I haven't bought scrapbook paper for years, but I did have the odd few sheets left, so I decided to start using them up, get them out of here, make room for other things. Just make sure you're all in camera. Move these little books that I have to bind. I'm forever leaving things on the desk to do and then just never get around to doing them. Okay, you can see everything. Again, it has some of my jelly prints that I made from a pair of jeans. So yeah, we have those to look at as we go through. There's a pocket on the front, on the inside. Just has a journal card, a journal tag, and just a fly page from a book with some pricing and signatures and whatnot on it. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I've just popped that in there. This book was too tall for this piece of scrapbook paper, so I've just added a piece of jelly print down the bottom with some lace. So it does obstruct this pocket a bit, but if you tuck it in over the lace, it's fine. One of those little denim fabric swatches that we made recently here, and just a piece of spare denim and a piece of that scrapbook paper stuck on the front. This was made out of one of those phone book pages that I collaged, so I use that to make a pocket. This is our jelly print. Again, turned out beautifully. I love these jelly prints. They're super interesting with the denim jeans on them. Bit of crossword puzzle. Bit of ink stain book. I was just playing around with this. I took a couple of books and wet them thoroughly, and well, I sprayed them with a spray gun so they were quite wet, and then I sprayed ink into them and just let it soak into the pages. I sprayed it along the open side and just let it soak in to see what would happen, and I ended up with some really interesting paper. So I just popped one of those in there. Dictionary page. This is a page out of a herbal book. I just kept the nice images basically. Left you with some writing space on this page. There's a pocket with a tag, another little tag, some raffle tickets, and a little tag in the front. Just a book page pocket. Big faux stamp. This is some jelly printing that was done with ink and acrylic paint. Had to build a lot of pages for this journal, so I've taken basically 2 A4 or letter, if that's what you use, sized pages, and just join them together down the spine to make big enough pages for this book, because it's quite large. Here's another jelly print that I did that same day I did the denim. And a book page pocket, again with a bit of a fabric swatch. A journal card, a journal tag, and another couple of tags tucked inside. On the other side we have another book page pocket, and again some tags here and some tags here. There's a bit of my paper marbling stuck over the edge of that pocket. Some crepe paper dyeing. This is just a simple flip tag or hangy tag, just a bit decorative. Has a see-through panel there, a little preserved flower inside. Another book page pocket with some little ephemera that you've seen me make along the way tucked in there, and a journal tag at the back. The other side of that jelly print. Here's another one of those book page pockets. I made these ones on camera recently. They're the ones that go right around the edge of a page, so you end up with 2 pockets. And there's some genuine ephemera in there from 1967. They bought laying pellets for their chickens, some oats, some pepper, tea, and something else, and cheese. So there you go. Other than that, we just have 2 big journal cards tucked in there. And on the other side we have a big journal card, a tag, and another big journal card tucked into that pocket. And again, there's some of my paper marbling. It just sort of suited the colours suited the journal, so I decided to use a bit of that in here. Just a batch dyed doily, paper doily. It's just a old book page that's had some old origami, kids origami paper threaded through it. It's been sliced and had a sheet of origami paper threaded through it. Just looks a bit interesting. And there's a bit of writing space on this side. One of those batch dyed doilies has been stuck down to this page as writing space. Looks quite nice, and you can write over all of it. It's a piece of gardening book. Again, I've left the images because they're quite lovely, but it gives you tons of writing space in this journal anyway. It's another one of those jelly prints from that day. It has a bit of scrapbook paper from something inside of one of these books probably. A big journal card, some little tags, a little faux stamp, or a big faux stamp should I say. Big faux stamp made out of a gardening book. Another tag, a few more of those stamps, a little image that's just stuck on brown paper, and another photograph that's made out of a book page picture just mounted on some card, and it has a piece of that kimono that I brought back from Japan sewn on the front. This side we've just got some book pages and some reproduction ephemera. These two are reproductions of old books, obviously an old accounting journal, old ledger, and a very ancient book on herbs, and just a couple of book pages tucked in there. There's lots and lots tucked into this little pocket because it's one of those sort of waterfall-y kind of pockets. We have another image from a book that's just been backed with collage so it can be written on. Another piece of reproduction ephemera, another card, and just another one of those little bits of ephemera you've seen me make out of a Chinese newspaper, just attached to a bit of batch dyed paper. And again, some little fabric cluster on the front of that pocket. Another book page pocket here, just with a piece of reproduction ephemera there, and a page out of a stamp catalogue, a German stamp catalogue. A little fabric cluster with a button on that one. There's another one of those jeans jelly prints. So cool. This one's got a bit of copper in it, so it's probably reflecting the light. Here's an envelope that has been made into a big pocket, just with some book page tucked inside there. This was an envelope that contained some Happy Mail, so I decided it could go in here, and I left all the stamps on it. This was from my good friend Bonnie at Bonnie and Clive, and she likes to put stamps on her envelopes even when she can do postage paid, because she knows we like the stamps. So but I've put it in here for somebody else. Piece of my handmade paper, piece of Chinese calligraphy paper, lots of various coffee dyed bits of paper in here. Another one of those jelly prints that I did on that same day I did the jeans, just with a faux glassine bag attached to the front as a bit of a pocket. Has a card in it and just some papers in this section. It's just made out of baking paper, kitchen baking paper. It's been coffee dyed and had a piece of washi stuck to the front of it. So yeah, quite cute little pockets those. Bit delicate, but gorgeous all the same. Here's another one of those little sort of waterfall-y kind of pockets. Has a book page that was just interesting to me. You can write on the back of that. Piece of reproduction ephemera. One of these little faux envelopes. You can either close it as an envelope and stick it and pop things in it, or you can write on it and just fold it back up and tuck it in your pocket. Just again, some book page, but a good little writing spot there. A little envelope with a little notebook on the inside, or some note paper on the inside. Tuck a few little secret notes in there. Just used a ticket there to keep it closed. That was a page out of a Heidi book. Another little faux envelope. Reproduction photograph. And again, one of those pieces of Chinese newspaper made into some ephemera. So many little pockets. Other side of that envelope, and again there's some book pages tucked in there. Most of these are foreign language book pages, anything but English basically. All sorts of things. There's be Spanish and Italian and French and who knows. lots of different things. There's the other side of the jelly print. You can see the buttons and the zipper of that the jeans there. Love those. Another page out of that purling book, just some super interesting images. Some music paper. These are just some ink stained papers. I just threw a bunch of papers on the floor on top of an old map and threw a pile of stencils on top and then sprayed them with inks to see what we would come up with, and this is what we came up with. Another book page pocket on one of those jelly prints. We have a little pocket here, a little pouch made out of wallpaper with a little slide inside. I got a lot of slides from my grandparents' place when I had to clean that out. I've pried them all apart and taken the film out of them and replaced them with dried flowers that have been put through a laminator. So they're quite cute, and it's just got this sort of little dangle attached to the side, just for something different. Another one of those pieces of ephemera. They purchased a kettle for $5. Again, 1967. Another photograph taken out of a book. A bit of a quote out of another book. Just made into a faux photograph there. Again, same thing. It's just been collaged on the back. It's a photograph out of a book, as is this. And a piece of reproduction ephemera. So even though she closes well, there's quite a lot in this little book, or big book should I say. She has a lot of ephemera inside, but she still closes quite successfully without needing to take up too much shelf space. Yeah, see, this particular piece of scrapbook paper was from a children's scrapbook for school. It was batch dyed with some large cards against it. You can see all the outlines of everything. It's kind of interesting. There's a pocket there with just a tag inside. And in the back we have my usual belly band. There is a bit of stuff stuck in there, some book pages again. Somebody's left their notes on this one. I think that was French, but don't quote me. I don't speak French, nor do I read it. Here's just a map out of a book. A couple of index cards that have been coffee dyed and stamped. And another interesting image out of a book that has been collaged on the back. Just as a bit of interest in the back there. On the belly band we just have the spine of an old book, the outside of the spine, and we also have the inside of the spine of a book. Just a piece of fabric, so yeah, all little interesting touches. Okay, that's it. That's Adrianna. So you have seen her from front cover to back cover. I hope you enjoyed her. She's quite a nice journal. She's got lots inside. I really enjoyed making these. It's been a long time since I've made a denim journal. Yeah. Thanks for spending your time with me today, guys. I appreciate your company as I always do. I'll see you again next time. Bye.